morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast as Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of the day.
So call in at 888-565-1470 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning. Shake off your sleepies, buckle in, because it's showtime.
Welcome to the
breakfast.
You know, you lead up and then you
breakfast.
Grab a bagel or what?
Donut, eggs. We should have a whole breakfast segment. What do you eat for breakfast?
Cereal and a cup of coffee and aggravation on the way here.
You do eat a big cup of aggravation.
A
What is
big cup of
with you, my
aggravation.
friend?
Listen, it doesn't matter. You know what? I am in such a good mood this morning. Because
Me too.
nothing works.
I'm in a good mood because we have one of our longtime friends joining us on the set today.
That actually makes the situation better. But I was taking a shower and I bend over and I hit my head against a handle, almost unconscious. And then I get out of the shower and I stub my toe against the wall, almost unconscious. And then I'm going outside and I spill my coffee in my computer bag. Thank God the computer wasn't in it. Unconscionable. But you know something?
What?
I'm in a good frame of mind today. I'm in a New York state of mind.
That's because we were just listening to that.
That's why I heard it this morning. Billy Joel last night raised over $1 million.
Really?
Concert, and he's the only one in Times Square. And he raised over $1 million putting a concert on for people for the virus.
So let me ask you a question. All those things you did this morning, did they delay you in getting here?
Not at all. Well, everything delays me to get here.
Well, they say that's another God wink. There was a reason God wanted all those things to happen, better than putting you on the road.
Well, you can look at it that way.
And
my head hurts, my toe hurts, my computer bag hurts.
And you're going to heal and you're fine, and our sound is good, and Leslie is here.
And today is all about the New York state of, you know what a New York state of mind is? You see, you're not a New Yorker
I don't know.
anymore.
What is the New York state of mind?
New York state of mind, if you listen to that song, he talks about the city. He talks about its people, its flavor. You know, like Hell's Kitchen doesn't smell like up in the Bronx. There is different cultures within cultures within cultures. And it's funny because when 9/11 happened, there was only one culture. One. We all came together as one. And here we go again, and we're all going to come back as one. Baseball announced July 1st, they're going to open up, baby. They're going to open up the sports. Let me tell you, when 9/11 occurred, they stopped baseball in New York for a week. And the Mets played the Atlanta Braves. And I will never forget that. I went to Shea Stadium, and there was 65,000 people all in one. And everybody cried. Everybody. Mike Piazza won that game with a home run in the ninth inning. I mean, it sends chills up my body. And this is what's going to happen again. We are going to come out of this again. It is time. It is time. That is what a New York state of mind is all about. Not a New Yorker. Don't get me confused with all the, New Yorkers are this. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about New York state of mind. It is the frame of mind that you come back from the worst possible scenario and you turn it around.
I like
That's
that
what I
state of
feel
mind.
about. I love the New York state of mind. That's why you heard me playing that today. I'm going to be playing that all day.
I think you should.
And if you see me in the street with me in my hat and you say New York state of mind, I'm going to give you a bag of coffee. How's that? That's how good I feel today.
Well, you know what makes me really happy is that Leslie Carmen from Carmen Care
She's back,
Cell
baby.
Rejuvenation Center
She's
is
back.
back. And she's back in our studio. She is our first official guest as we are opening slowly and conscientiously. So you can see she's not on our set. She's at the other side of our studio, but she is here. And I get to see her here because I can't even see you past the light unless I go like
I did that on purpose. I wanted to see if Dawn would complain.
I'm not going to complain.
Because now
She's here.
now you're forced to look there.
But I think it's fantastic. And look how beautiful you look. You're nice and tan. You look rested.
Thank you so much. Oh, I'm sure rested. Yes, being home for 2 months was a long time, but it's great to be back. It's great. We're open again. It's fabulous to see you all healthy and well and to be back here on the set. Very exciting. And I love that New York state of mind. So true. We come through everything being stronger than we were before. And that's just all of us.
You know, and Leslie's been with us a long time. She's an OG.
OG.
What better way of coming back than an OG?
Absolutely.
Oh,
You know what I'm
thank you.
saying? I mean, that is from the heart. You know, she is somebody who has your health in front of anything else
Yep.
and everything else. And we're going to talk a little bit about the services that she provides. Get your paper and pens ready because you got to get this cranking before the rest of this follows. It's really, I mean, seriously, this is what's going on right now. You got to crank it up.
You got to, you just got to stay focused.
That's
100%.
right. Listen, and for those people in Massachusetts that attacked that poor girl that opened up for ice cream, it's a New York state of mind. You got to change this.
So I heard a new term yesterday.
Which is?
So people who are asymptomatic carriers of COVID-19,
A who?
asymptomatic,
Yeah.
no symptoms, no nothing. You don't even know you have it. No fever, nothing, punto, nothing. You know what they're called?
Asymptomatic.
No, they're called silent shedders.
And what does that mean?
They silently shed the virus and nobody knows.
Silent shudder.
Silent shedders. It is a
Interesting.
new
Nice
term
term,
from the
silent
CDC, a silent shedder.
Okay, well, then I got a new one for you. I didn't want to mention this yesterday because I didn't want to mess up the grand opening of coming out. See, the new stuff that's hit now in 5 or 6 states for children. What's going on with this? Have you heard about
Yeah,
this?
the
I did, yeah.
mutations.
Yes. And they don't know what the hell it is. They've never seen anything like this. It looks like a certain disease. And now they're testing positive, and they tested the kid again. He came back negative. So they don't know what it is. Like I tell you, we don't know what we're dealing with here. Okay? I heard that some places that reopened were on the way up anyway. So it wasn't like it's this whole problem. And there's some places, it's all over the place. Be careful, be smart, and be clean. That's all I could tell you.
Common sense. You know, it was funny because Dr. Bava used that term yesterday. And I never use those words, but yet they're so simple. I say be prudent, be conscientious, make good choices. Common sense, like back to kindergarten. Use common sense. Wash your hands, still stay 6 feet apart, wear your mask. Thank goodness we have enough space that we can do that. If we were at our old studio right now, it wouldn't matter if we were open or not, we couldn't be in there because there's not enough space.
Correct. And I'm glad that Leslie's here because I remember we've done a number of shows with Leslie and we talked about certain viruses in the body. We talked about how remember the time we were on set, I think there was 7 of us. We all got shingles.
Right.
And we all had the same type of
Wait, you didn't get
symptoms.
shingles from Leslie's place. You had
No, no.
previously had
Previously,
shingles
in a-
when you
in a
were
previous
younger.
life, yes.
Yeah, so don't think that they all 7 people had shingles on set. It was
No, we
a
had-
coincidence that at some point in their lifetime, your English is so clear,
We had shingles in our lifetime.
before they all go into a freaking panic.
And we didn't know that each one of us had gone through that in a prior life. I had it when I was 18.
Yeah.
And we didn't know about these symptoms, right? We talked about these viruses and things that occur in the body and how they mutate over time.
Right, exactly. They lie dormant. And then when something happens, if your immune system goes down, or if you have, let's say, a car accident or something happens in your life to cause a lot of stress, then those viruses can just suddenly come up and become alive, and you can have all different kinds of symptoms. Like you can have shocks and pains and feel like your legs are on fire, or your face is on fire, burning. So those viruses cause those kind of painful symptoms.
And it's interesting because we're at a certain age group, you, me, and Dawn, okay? Valerie is at a younger age group. This is foreign language to her.
Right.
They don't understand. Millennials, and I love them, trust me, I love them. They just don't get how these things mutate and change and affect us differently, even though it's the same problem, right? Because you were
Right.
dealing with your daughter's issue.
Correct.
And we came to the conclusion I have something similar to her. It just didn't affect me here. It
Exactly.
affected me in my whole body.
Right.
Which I have other issues that have come out through my life.
Right.
And in her world, she doesn't understand this. She has asthma, or she has this, or she has that. But a lot of this that we're talking about, that we're going to be talking about today, affects you indirectly, which is really scary if you think about it. Am I making sense? Because my English is not very sexy.
You're rambling, but yes, absolutely.
I'm not rambling. I am.
In my
I'm
heart of
overwhelmed.
hearts, I do believe, and I have no scientific proof, and we're going to talk to Leslie about this. I think this disease came out earlier than was initially reported, than initially was documented, which is of no fault of anyone. It just wasn't documented. I think it's mutated at least once, I want to say several times, which I think is leading to false negatives and false positives on certain tests, and then it is mutating now into the children. in my personal opinion, 100%, I think it's mutating and changing.
You see, now I'm rambling, but the question is.
Does that make sense to you, Leslie? And
Absolutely,
It
I
does.
agree.
But in my world,
Yeah.
Leslie, and I'm going to leave you with this question because I think you're going to go to commercial. I think that this virus has been with us for 25 years.
Yeah.
I think that this virus was something else that has now gotten out of control. Just like when we had Spanish fever or whatever that was, all those other viruses they just get to a certain level and boop, and they go and explode. So I wanted to ask you if what we're going through right now, because allergies are up. I mean, it's tremendous. The allergy season has never seen anything like this.
Teddy's home because of it, yeah.
I mean, I've never seen anything like this. Among our young people, asthma way up on the rise. Is
Right.
this something that we went through before? Is it something new?
Well, I'm not going to say that I completely agree with what I'm going to say now, but I'm saying that I've heard something going around. I think there needs to be more evidence about it, but a lot of people are saying it's the 5G network. So it's that increase in electromagnetic fields that are really lowering our own immune system. So we're not able to fight off these things as strong as we were able to. That's why the asthma is going up. That's why we're getting sicker, and we just can't, our body just can't fight these things off the way it used to. And I just know that when I do this muscle testing, as you know, you put your arm out and you test your strength, and then I give somebody their cell phone to hold and their arm goes down like crazy, which means that the electromagnetic fields of this cell phone is just really lowering their immune system. It's making them weak. So there's a lot of information out there about this 5G network, and it really exploded up in everywhere where it's been released. And New York was one of the biggest places, was one of the first places. And what that means is just there's so much electromagnetic field in the air that we just can't heal as well. We can't. Our body's not meant to deal with all this current that's around us, and it's slowing our body down to heal itself. And I'm not saying this is how it is. I'm just saying I'm hearing a lot about this, and it kind of makes sense when you think about it, because I personally see people come in, they say, oh, I can't be around electronics. The minute I'm around electronics, I get very sick and my immune system just goes down. So I think that's a possibility for us to keep our eyes open and keep checking it and looking at it and seeing, is there a correlation between the 5G and us not being able to heal as well?
Well, I don't think we're ever going to know the truth. So as
Yeah.
as all those things are
I can
kind
shut it
of
off.
sorted out, no,
Turn off your 5G. Let's go wherever the antenna is and let's just turn it
turn
off.
it all off. But we need to see how we can strengthen our immune systems, because
Exactly.
I don't
Yeah.
think anyone's going to stop putting up cell towers. I don't think anyone's going to stop increasing our internet speed, because we need that also. But we need to see how we can strengthen our immune system and fight what is out
I'm
there.
going to tell you a scary point that just occurred to me. 5G in the cities is where it's heaviest use, right?
Right.
But you go out to the countries where there are more cows than people. I heard that line today from Cuomo. And they don't have 5G out there, and nobody's sick out there.
That's what they're saying.
Right. And they showed like a map with where 5G's been released, and they showed a map where there's the most corona issues, and it matches. So I'm not putting it out there. I'm just saying, let us think about it. Let us look at it. Let us see, what's really out there, and just keep our eyes open on it.
And it
Yeah.
begins.
I love Leslie because she just makes it make sense to you.
It does make sense.
So without all the screaming, the crazy, and everything we're seeing, all these postings, Leslie just puts it out there. This is the science, this is what we see. But when we get back from commercial break, let's talk about how we can increase our immune system and fight within ourselves to maybe not be affected as much.
Perfect.
Then I can tell you, I need that for sure. Maybe you kind of need that whole little mental New York state of mind effect also. See if Leslie can help you with that.
What I was leading up to is that Valerie, some of the things you're going to hear today may sound like craziness, but it's not. It's actually sane. It's a combination of using this with medicine. We've talked about this time and time again, and people were deaf and they weren't listening 4 years ago, because I can tell you, 4 years ago in my life, and people are listening now. The question I have for Leslie when we come back is it too late? That's what I want to ask.
Stay tuned. We're going to go to commercial break, but write this number down because they are open. Carmen Care, Cell Rejuvenation Center, Wellness Healing Center,
Yes, Health and Wellness Institute.
Health and Wellness Institute. They always have it. Just know that they will help you. 561-405-9577. Stay tuned. We've got Leslie in studio with us, and we will be right back. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff, your branding specialist with Promo Stuff For You. So we're entering the new year. By now everybody has gotten their corporate gift, so this time of year generally is quiet with the exception of marketing departments trying to figure out what they're going to do for 2020. So it's really important that a company figures out and does proper planning throughout the year as to what type of marketing they want to do. At Promo Stuff For You, I love being able to sit down with a client and figuring exactly what they want to do, when they want to do it, and time it with the various events that they might have coming up.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome back. And we're back.
Hey, well, you're back at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Today's only Tuesday?
Why, you want it to be Friday? You
can't
can make it Friday.
No, it's only Tuesday, which is good. It means we've got a whole week to share all of the information we've got to share. We've got Leslie Carmen here joining us, our first guest in studio. Yes, Crazy Uncle Mike's was here on Tuesday for Cinco de Mayo. We were not officially open yet, but we are officially slowly opening, and Leslie is with us. Yeah, you got to move over a little bit closer that way. There you go. And you're good to go. Carmen Care Health and Wellness Institute. It started out as your laser therapy, which they still do, cell rejuvenation, which they still do, but now it is more comprehensive. And what did you want to ask her?
I wanted to ask, is it too late? Are we in a situation right now where no matter what we do, we're going to have to run through deaths to cure this thing?
You know, just my belief in life will never allow me to think that anything is too late. I always believe in the possibility and the miracles, and I believe that we're strong as people and we can absolutely fight this and come back. And also the numbers are not saying that everybody's dying. 98% of the people are still, recovering fine and they're doing okay. But the most important thing I think we have to take away from this is to understand that we are vulnerable, that if we don't take care of ourselves, that we can get very sick if we have an autoimmune disease, or if we're not taking care of ourselves, we're just overweight and we have diabetes and all these things. So I think this is a turning point where we need to say, let's really look at our own health and see where's our baseline and try and improve that through good nutrition, through maybe not drinking so much. I like the 80-20 rule. Because if you have to say, I'm never going to drink again, I'm never going to eat sweets, I'm never going to do that, that's something that's impossible. But 80-20 seems manageable, where you say, okay, you know what, from Monday to Friday, I'm just going to really eat healthy, I'm going to drink water, I'm going to exercise, and okay, on the weekend, let me enjoy life a little bit. Because for me, if I couldn't have some sweets, life wouldn't be worth it. So let's just, be sensible about it. And then there are so many practitioners and holistic people offering different things all around. So one of the things that we offer is laser therapy. And we do detoxing, environmental detoxes. So getting rid of the mercury that is everywhere in the water. We want a detox of that. And detox of the lead and the chromium. So what happens when you have these toxins is these molecules attach themselves to the red blood cells, and the red blood cells are actually responsible to deliver oxygen to your body. So if you visualize these red blood cells, and they have like this little piggyback of mercury and aluminum and chromium, that's bogging them down, and they can't bring the oxygen to your organs that are necessary. So once we can get rid of these slowly by slowly, just one toxin after another, and build up those red blood cells so they can now be stronger and bring that oxygen to your organs, that means your body's going to have more oxygen, it's going to become stronger and stronger, and it's going to bring up your immune system. So that's what that really means, bringing up your immune system, making your body, your defense system stronger so it can fight off any of these viruses.
Now, Leslie, everybody's body is different.
Right.
So you get a guy who's 280-pound weightlifter, sheer rock, super duper, and then you get, schmo, who's 180 pounds of fat and blah, blah, blah. Are those two immunes going to work the same? In other words, are those two bodies the same? Are they going to receive the treatment the same? Is it a different frequency? How does it correlate?
Well, everybody is different. So what we do at the clinic, we never, treat the disease. We treat the person who has the disease, because everybody is different. Somebody might have more, things going on, like, as you said, overweight. So you've got to try and address that. You got to see, why is that person overweight? Somebody could be very, very thin and fit, and believe it or not, they could still die of a heart attack, right? We've heard that many times. Mm-hmm. Why? Well, that's very possible. That's an emotional thing, because he's been hurt. His heart isn't open to love, and he just feels very hurt and angry. And so the heart, shuts down on that. So you want to maybe do more of psyche with somebody like that, address more as emotional, because he's very fit, very healthy, but yet people are still dying. Why is that happening? Because we are not allowing ourselves to love. And if you don't have love in your life, you become sick. So that's his immune issue, is an emotional issue. So everybody's different. Somebody is physical, where we use the laser. Somebody could be, over toxic, so we use the detoxing, and somebody's emotionally sick, so you can help them with that. So it really is, every person has to be looked at differently. We're all different. Doesn't matter. Even two heavy people have different things going on. So you just need to look at that.
And the process of this detoxing all starts with you doing the muscle testing.
Correct. So we do the muscle testing to find out what is making your system weak. And it's very interesting. Let's say you have too much mercury, which is probably everybody, because there's so much mercury in the food and water and so forth. So we give you this vial, and as you're holding this vial, we muscle test your body. And you have to look at it this way. Your body is working beautifully, but if you put in a frequency that's disturbing your body's going to react, and your arm will go down and give us a sign that there's an issue and that you have too much mercury in your body. But what this COVID-19 pause has really helped me is it's brought me together with a lot of other people, because I've been talking to a lot of people. I'm putting together a program that's going to be virtual, so that we can not only reach people in Boca Raton, but actually all over the world. And together with her name is Kim Skolin, and she's doing this biofeedback. And we can match that up, so she can see, doing this biofeedback, the frequencies of mercury and chromium and all these different viruses and just toxins in your body. She can read that with this biofeedback, taking a swab test in your mouth. And so now we're going to be able to do that without having to do the muscle testing. We can now test anybody with this, and we're going to set a virtual program where we send this laser out to you. So you basically purchase this laser, so you can do your own treatments. Then we do the drops, based on that biofeedback, what's going on, and we do the emotional support through the Zoom meetings that we've been doing. And then I give you exactly every day customized what to do with the laser, watch you treat yourself, help you customize that. The emotions, we help with that as well. So now we're able to reach people everywhere, and they don't even have to come to our place, which is really key, because a lot of people say, I don't even have time to get away from work, or I'm too sick to even leave or travel. So this has opened up a whole new opportunity for us to heal people all over the world. So that's very, very exciting.
This is with a cheek swab, so you send the kit out?
Yep.
You could, so I can get a kit from you, I mean, you happen to be here. Do a cheek swab, you know what levels of different toxins that you're measuring that I have, and
Yep.
then there's different settings on the laser I can treat at home?
Yes, exactly. So
Anywhere in the world?
Yes,
You know, and
everywhere in the
Leslie,
world.
not for nothing, but what the hell you been waiting for?
Wow.
I mean,
I
seriously.
was wondering too. It just, you know, that's why I say sometimes one door closes and you get panic and you get, oh my God, what am I going to do? And it forced me to think, what can I do? What are my possibilities right now? And that's where I started saying, well, I could do Reiki online. And it worked so well. People loved it. They just said, wow, this was fabulous. They told me they got helped more than going to psychiatrists for years. So that really encouraged me and gave me strength to think, wow, this is really working. This is great. And then I thought, well, why don't we do the laser? I could send the laser and show them how to do the laser on themselves and be there every day for 15 minutes, you know, do a custom protocol for them. And then I met Kim, and she was telling, because that was the only thing left. I was saying, well, how am I going to do the toxins, you know, virtually? And the universe sent me Kim, like the universe always does, sends me an answer. And Kim is fabulous. She's a naturopathic doctor. And she can do this biofeedback with this test. So she'll be sending the saliva, testing it. We sit together, we analyze everything, we look at what's going on, and then we do the custom protocol. So I think this is really going to be
I
a
wanna
fabulous
try it.
opportunity. I'm sorry?
I wanna try it.
I want to try it. Everybody wants to try it. Why not? The other thing I have, the other side of this coin is that people who had the virus and came through okay. I am really anxious to see what your tests find.
Yes.
That's number one.
If they
I'm
have
anxious to
antibodies.
see them on children.
Yeah.
Number two, especially with what's going on now. Those that are sick, I would love to have them somehow tested as well to compare those that went through it.
Right.
To
I
make
love
it,
that too.
you know, I'm gonna just say, can you imagine if they find something that the laser can treat to prevent or to help heal what's going on right now? I mean, nobody knows, right?
Nobody knows.
Or to
Everybody's
help
racing.
eliminate it from your body, the toxins, because the toxins, they say, will have a lasting effect on your body. Even if you've recovered and you're better and you have no symptoms anymore, what it's done to your organ system, the stress it has put on your body, if you can help maybe release some of those toxins and leave your body now
You
to
got
its
Valerie
natural
Sweet
healing.
over there.
I am very
She's got her
sure
mask
that we
on.
could. I'm extremely confident that we could reduce it slowly and slowly and slowly, you know, by detoxing over and over, and then giving laser therapy with the warm laser, because that class 4 laser that we use gets rid of scar tissue and encourages new tissue to grow and to heal. So I would be very sure that we could help in some way, if not in a very big way.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm not using the word cure because I know we can't.
Right.
I'm going to go on a limb here because I know personally how you have helped certain lives come back from things that the doctors couldn't figure out. The girl in England, your own daughter.
Right.
And they couldn't figure out what was going on. And I'm not saying that Leslie cured anybody, but these people miraculously are not affected by what was affecting them before they met you.
Right.
Now, it's funny because I used to know, my cousin used to say, if you have enough time, you can outgrow everything. And that isn't true, because you can't outgrow diabetes or heart disease or cancer or anything like that. It's always something that's in your body. How you tame it is another answer. So I'm really curious to see, this test can open the door to so many other possibilities. I mean, you're opening up Pandora's box here because you don't know what you're going to find on the other side with what's currently going on with our young people, with our seniors, because we're the senior capital of the world. I mean, think about that.
I'm really interested to know what they look for in the saliva testing. What are you measuring? What are you looking at?
She can do 8 different panels, so it can be, you know, Lyme, so viruses for the Lyme that detects the Borrelias and so forth, all the herpes zoster viruses, all the different types of viruses, then all the heavy metals and the emotions. And there are a couple of other things too, like the organ strengths, you know. So we just have to be careful that I always have to emphasize we're not diagnosing. So because that's, you know, we have to be very careful with that, because this is a saliva test. It's not, you know, really FDA approved, all those things that we have to battle with a little bit. However, I just like to say it gives us a picture of how is your body working. And then the good thing is when we detox and we do laser, we do another test 6 weeks later and we compare them and we can see what has changed. So that does give us a good measure. And it's, you know, she does an 8-panel thing. So it's like literally you can have everything looked at and just really get a whole picture of your body.
I'm anxious to see how
What's
that
the
works.
price on that?
So the test itself is $400. And then we do the laser. It depends if you're going to purchase the laser or rent it. So I'm figuring out all different kinds of structures so that I want to make it affordable for absolutely everybody. So it'll be like around $1,700, the whole package of everything, if you don't purchase
That's the laser and everything that comes with it.
That would be like a smaller laser, so it just depends. If you buy this laser here alone, this is already $2,000. So I'm looking at packages where you purchase the laser and then we do, you know, the testing and the emotional support. So that would probably be about $4,000. But if you don't have that kind of money, maybe we can look at renting it, you know, and then you just send it back after the 3 weeks. So I've just come up with this last week. I want to make a lot of different packages to make it affordable for everybody. So even somebody who has absolutely no money, that we can offer some payment plan or something like that, because we know that we can help you.
And the laser it doesn't touch your skin anyway. You know, if a person is using it, it could be used in a household.
Right.
If two families wanted to get the same laser and learn how to use it, then you get the
Absolutely.
buddy plan. I mean, there's a whole different
things.
things that you could do with this thing.
You know what I'm wondering? You know, there's a whole lot of healthcare financing companies that you can finance surgeries, you can finance dental procedures. If people could finance this,
Right.
this way they can get the product, they can get it at an affordable price. I mean, for whatever it is, it's not a lot of money, but it might be a lot of money up front. But if you can finance it over whatever cost it is with low interest, that might be a win-win all the way around, right? So the credit people, their business grows, you feel better, it helps with karma. I mean, all the way around.
everybody.
It encompasses everything, because you would hate for money, back to the root of everything.
It's always about the money.
you would
always
hate
about
for
the
money
money.
to keep you from getting better.
Yep.
That's the thing.
And you have to look at the whole picture, because the people that came to me, I have quite a few that weren't able to work. They were in wheelchairs or they just couldn't get out. They had so much pain. They are now able to go back to work, go back to school. So that investment, you'll be able to pay that back when you feel better and you can go out and get a job.
I mean, there's so many things. I'm even thinking that the emotional component and people who emotionally eat, people who emotionally don't eat, if that even helps. Emotions, my heart of hearts, your diabetes probably has some emotional component. My thyroid disease, right? We all talk about your throat chakra. Where's your thyroid? All the things that we talked about with Marnie yesterday, did that lead up to what I've got? Perhaps. You know, autoimmune disease. If we could help combat autoimmune disease by dealing with something like these, it's huge. It's a win-win. You can feel better all the way around.
You can't take anything off the table right now.
Right.
When you don't know, and everybody points and says, you're this, and that, and then an epidemic breaks out and it's going in every direction. The Prime Minister of the UK, when the UK first got inflicted with this stuff, what did they do? Let's treat it like the common cold. And they grouped everybody. They put everybody into groups. The number one killer in Europe is in the UK now. So he got sick. They didn't think he was going to make it. They put him on a respirator. What does he say now that he's come through the other side? We ain't opening for nobody. Because he went through it and he knows what it is. He knows how hard it is to breathe through a straw, right?
Yep.
So don't poo-poo an idea that you don't understand. If this can help you, you want to go down this path. You want to investigate it. Now, laser therapy was recently, before all this happened, I think you and I had a conversation, laser therapy was just admitted as a form of finding help for people with certain syndromes that were using medicines in correlation, that were working together.
Right.
And I thought we were about to hit the big time when this thing broke loose. I remember that because I was talking to Dr. Hare, my doctor, and he says, yes, Federico, we like the laser therapy system and we're looking into doing it, and I want to introduce him to Leslie and get this done, but all of a sudden stuff went sideways.
Yeah, it's so important that we all realize we're not in competition with each other. we need both. We need the traditional
Yeah.
medicine, but it's just, I always say, just invite, the laser therapy, invite the thought of that, let's get rid of the toxins and let's look at the emotional component, because it's there. You can't fight it. It is there. So it would just be always, it's a dream of mine that we all work together in this.
And it's time. Are you doing telemedicine?
Yes, we are.
Okay, that's the part I want to talk. I know you're going to a break, but that's the part I want to talk about afterwards.
I could just sit here and say nothing, because apparently you hear everything I'm saying, and I'm just, right? I'm just sitting here. And you're
Because she's giving me the commercial look. I've been working with this woman 4 years. She goes, when she does this, it means we're going to commercial break. But I'm so excited that she's here. Leslie always had this effect on me. Always, since the very beginning. When I used to go to her place, I've had the laser done on my legs. I've done it. And it's always been an opportunity for health. Diabetics, I've always said to you, I'm going to find a cure unless I die and then somebody else carries the torch. I've always said that. And I know that laser works. It's in there. We just got to figure it out.
I really want to do the testing. I would love
Yes.
for you to do the testing
I'm okay.
to see and compare, is diabetes affecting your blood cells? You've done some other blood studies as well.
Yes, I have.
See what is affecting our bodies, because we never look at it that way. And I know there are people that are doing the blood. You look at the blood under a microscope. I've never done it. I know you've done it. See what it's
She
like.
works in Leslie's office.
Yep, I'll arrange it. We'll have it. We'll
So,
have each of
I'm
you
a client
test
of hers.
Really interesting to see. There's so many things.
Hey,
Anyway.
see, now she sounds like me. She's a babbling.
Give Carmen a call. Carmen Care, 561-405-9577.
What's the number? What?
561-405-9577. You can find them on Facebook under Carmen Care Laser Therapy Institute. We got to change your
Yeah, I
name
know.
to match it.
Yeah, exactly,
We'll show
to
you how
match
to do
everything.
that. But they're right up the street from us. They do it all. They do laser therapy. They do wellness. They help you with toxins. They will help you with so many different things in conjunction with your working with your medical doctor. So stay tuned. We're going to go to a commercial break, and we will be right back. Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke. If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
The benefits of CBD are well known, but not all CBD is equal. At your CBD store, our award-winning products are made from organic industrial hemp. Your CBD store products are third-party tested for purity, and we offer a wide variety of products to meet your needs and preferences. From water solubles, topical creams and oil drops, to pet products. Visit your CBD store and let our knowledgeable staff guide you. Your CBD store.
His abilities as a dry cleaner are so undeniable, Dry Clean Only tags have his phone number printed on the back. Stubborn stains sometimes call him late at night just to apologize. His pickup and delivery service is so fast, his vans have pit crews. He is the most interesting dry cleaner in the world.
You don't always dry clean, but when you do, use A&T Dry Cleaners. Stay dirty, my friends.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
We're back at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Wow, he's a hungry growing boy. Look at the size of that bag.
That's his lunch.
I think that might be snack. It might be breakfast.
The
You and I get up so
Masquerade.
early, though. It's kind of like lunchtime already.
The Masquerade.
That's what happens when you do a morning show.
I got to tell you, yesterday, not for nothing, but Galloway did a 11.37 minute show. on sports. And I watched it and pushed it out last night. And I'm going to tell you, he is a very intelligent dude. This guy is very intelligent. This guy could be a sportscaster in the future because he presents really well and he puts things together.
He's got a great voice.
He has a great voice, but I threw something at him. I thought he would tell me, no, I'm not ready. He says, let's go, let's do it, let's go.
The funny thing is you've named him Callaway because he had a Callaway golf shirt on.
Correct.
Then he says, yeah, Frank made up a name for me and I was dying. Because
I said, touche. He got me back. Oh, Freddie, oops.
That was really funny, which was really good.
It was good. And I didn't even know it was him until he said that. Yeah, absolutely.
Great sense of humor. We are back with Leslie Carmen. I am so happy to have Leslie back. There's so many things to do, Leslie. And I just want to reiterate, I don't even know, 3 years ago, I did the detoxing with her. And we have to tweak it. So the importance of going to Leslie is you really have to give her your history. And if you are sensitive to life like I am, she will adapt it for you. If you've got a stronger immune system, she will adapt it. And that's what's so important is the customization of her programs and her protocols. And you know, people say to me, I never realized you were one of the 3 people I've ever met in this world that act like this. It is what it is. But now she knows, and now we get to tweak all of my treatments going forward.
But things happen. You know, when I eat bread, I start sneezing. And I have a food allergy to breads. I don't know why. If I have pancakes, I start to sneeze. And my kids always laughed at me because this has been going on since I was 15. But I don't know, it's an allergy.
Like a gluten.
I don't think it is a gluten because I tried the gluten-free whatever and I sneezed anyway. So it's got to be yeast or because of what have you with yeast and everything else in my body. I think we talked about that as well.
Well, that'll be interesting to see when we do the test, if something comes up there that would give you an indication as to why you're sneezing.
Well, how does this test work? You send a kit to someone's home, they do a cheek swab, send it back, just like a DNA swab they do now?
Correct, yep, exactly the same thing. And then Kim takes that swab and puts it in her computer, and the computer will read all the frequencies that are in there, because our saliva holds everything, holds all the information. And so then her report will, you know, it'll be like a several page report and we'll tell you exactly what's going on, or let's say presumably what's going on. We can't again, we don't say we diagnose, but we see that whole picture, and it'll be fascinating to put everything together. And then she reads that report.
And people who are watching this, if they say, oh, I don't have COVID, I don't need to go in. I'm not in really any pain, I don't need to go in. But there are so many other things that you can help with that you don't realize. What about women who've got, throwing out there, hormonal, PCOS, different types of inflammation, arthritis, and all those itises?
Right, exactly. So yeah, definitely all those things, inflammations and so forth, and just building your immune system, because you are at one point going to age. And if you can keep your body healthy and toxin free, then at least you're going to age with grace, and you're going to age, you know, with your immune system always being intact. But there are also some other things that we use that people don't realize. So with this Psyche, there are things that we can help with. Let's say if you have a fear of flying, or if you have a fear of public speaking. I was able to help a girl who was going to go, who had to perform a test in front of hundreds of people to graduate. And she came to me shaking, crying. She could not speak in public. And she said, what am I going to do? Because this is my grade. And through Psyche, I was able to make her feel comfortable enough to speak. And she came, and we just did one session, and she came back, hugged me, said, I got 100%. So there's a lot of things that we can help with that aren't even really just, you know, your immune system and pain. It's also just your approach of, you know, how you approach life. We've helped several, you know, couples that had couples problems, and we were able to address that. So there's a lot that we can do, not just pain.
You know, it's funny because your environment also can create things that you never thought about. Right. When I was living in the Bronx, I didn't live far from City Island. And City Island has one of the world's worst toxic dumps in the world. Yep. And nobody knew about it. It was a guy who owned the property, and he was burying toxic material in there. And then the federal government finally stepped in the 70s, and they put water into their pipes. And you can see the water going into the ground to cool the soil. Yep. But the cancer among the kids all through City Island, through that strip, is enormous. And now there's all sorts of laws. This has been going on for 30 years. But then I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Florida uses dump sites to grow mountains. You know, there isn't a mountain in Florida. I can see from here to Tampa. It is the flattest ice cube I've ever seen because it's a glacier, right? All of a sudden, they're mountains. The hell they come from?
That's garbage.
It's garbage.
Yep,
Well, what do you think when you put garbage in the ground? It's not going to be toxic.
And how do we know if that's not batteries that are in there? I mean,
Right.
people just throw everything in the garbage. It's all
Honey,
in there.
There is so much. There's human beings in there from all I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that stuff is toxic, right?
Right,
So
absolutely.
how far, if you take your finger and you draw a circle around it, how far does it go before it affects the body?
You know, unfortunately, we wake up and by the time we leave our house, we've already put, you know, dozens of toxins on our body. We've ingested toxins. Like, you know, we think, you know, we take shampoo, we wash, there's a lot of sulfur in there. There's, you know, these antimicrobial soaps, which is, you know, yes, great to help you, you know, defend off of these bacteria. But on the other side, you're ingesting this, and these are toxins that are recognizable in your urine within literally 10 seconds of you putting it on your skin. So before we leave the house, we're already subjected to so many toxins, and we just have to be aware of that. Unfortunately, we live in this kind of environment. So that's why it's so important to just do as much as you can. Drink clear water, you know, put water filters in. And, you know, like Tracy offers this amazing water, right?
Right.
So, you know, you
Square
want to do
water.
that. And just different things like that. You just want to be very aware of what you're putting on your skin, what you're putting in your digestive system. And just be open, be aware, awaken.
It does get overwhelming, but little by little, just taking little steps does help. And
Right.
you talked about all the stuff that sticks to your blood. Using the Beamer mat or using some of these, I don't think they're not electromagnetic mats, but the mats that help release some of this. That would help
Right.
open up your circulation and maybe help release some of the toxins. So again, hand in hand, Tracy with the Beamer and
Right.
Leslie with what she's doing. When Leslie can release it with the laser, then Tracy and the Beamer and the infrared sauna, it helps really pull all of this through your system and the water, and they all work together.
Everything works together.
But you gotta turn your mind on to understand that this is not a new science. It's a
Right.
new use science. This is something that
This
we've
is an
had.
old science. Think about it. It goes back to holistic, natural healing.
Absolutely. You know, I watch how surgery, if you go back 120, 150 years, 200 years, I watch how surgeries were done. And they had an axe, which they didn't even sanitize, and they cut things off. You know, they used to bleed you with leeches to get infections out of it. And back then, everybody said, oh, that's the new way. So all of a sudden, you come up with a new way of thinking. Open your mind.
Right.
Because, you know, we're in the soup now. There is no backing out. Congratulations, your future now has turned into swabbing. You will be swabbing for the rest of your life. Your nose, your ears, your throat, everything, you become the future of swab. I'm going to invest in swabbing because that is going to be the future. We have turned ourselves upside down.
I think the future is also partly the epigenetics and what you're looking at as far as
What?
our genetic components.
What?
And I know Leslie works so much with that. Right, Gus? And he works with the life force and the epigenetics.
Right, exactly. Just epigenetics, just beyond or above what you're genetically given. So that it just means that there's so much more going on. You know, there's the past, you know, I know a lot of people don't believe in the past lives, but there's that. But there's also your generations. So you're passed down, I think it's like, you know, 64 people in 5 generations. You're being passed on their issues, their pain, their emotional things as well. So by the time you have 64 other people's stuff going on. That's quite a lot of stuff that you
No
need
wonder
to
I'm on
address.
25 pages at once. I got this one talking and this
Epigenetics.
one, they're all
That's
talking to me
right.
at the same time.
Epigenetics.
But it's
Now,
true.
I gotta tell you, I watched 911 yesterday. You ever seen the series 911?
No.
Ever seen it?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Last night I watched it, and there was a terrorist, and he put mercury in burgers, and he used to have a service, and you used to buy his burgers, and he used to do lunch and everything else. But this guy was a terrorist, and he was putting mercury. Do you know what happens when you inhale mercury in large dosages? You start tearing off your flesh
It's terrible.
because you go into this transient state. So they were on the top floor of a penthouse where they were doing a meeting. They broke through the glass and were jumping to their death because they didn't realize they got into this trance. They looked like zombies. So don't tell me that eating mercury
And yes,
or
that was a
pollutants.
TV show.
Yes, it was a TV show, Dawn. I get it.
Sorry, let's clarify. This did not
It was
happen.
a TV show. But the bottom
But we're
line...
living a TV show now, too, I
But
know.
the bottom line is if you ingest mercury, things are going to happen.
Yeah.
If you ingest hard metals, things are going to happen. If you use the aluminum, remember aluminum oxide, we talked about that.
Yep.
Things are going to
Well, look,
happen.
thermometers used to be made with mercury, and now you don't even
I
have
still
to
have
touch
one.
the person, right? You can just like wand them.
Aluminum oxide, shampoos,
Yep. All those things are just very
Toothpaste.
toxic.
Paints were going around.
Paints?
Mercury.
of course.
People
What about the stuff coming out of China, the toys? The toys that nobody wanted.
The lead, that's all
And what
the
do you
lead
do?
and the
Throw them
paint.
away. Right, so now they sit in the garbage dump. I
But you
mean,
can't even throw them away. You have to get rid of them correctly. It's like a battery.
Yep.
You're not supposed to throw a battery in the garbage.
Nope.
You're not supposed to throw Q-tips in your toilet either. Did you know that?
you know what's going to be another interesting study is the water. And I know, Leslie, we've talked about the water, that it's showing Accutane and different things in the water. Different cities that are taking higher doses of medication, say, look at Manhattan. More people had it, more people are on these medications. Other cities are using different supplements. All of this gets washed through our water system because it's going, clearing through your waste from your
But
body.
New York City doesn't have a filtering system.
Well, think of the amount of,
They use stones.
well,
That's even worse.
the amount of
It's always been
medication
that
that's
way.
going through the water.
That's an interesting story. We'll get into that offset.
All of these
But
things.
the funny thing is, when you turn your water on and you put it in a cup and you put a match to it, like in Flint, Michigan, it should not ignite. You should not have water that you drink ignite
Oh, my
because it's
goodness.
polluted. And that's what's going on in Flint, Michigan. But then I see a congressman say, nah, it's okay. It's not that bad. Are you serious? I mean, seriously, there should be no water in Flint.
But look
None.
what you can study in the water based on your cities. It would be an interesting study to see what different
Now
people
you
are
got me
doing in
all.
different
Now
cities.
you got me all. We got to do
There's-
another hour. Now you
There's
got
a
me
zip
all.
code. There's a website where you can type in your zip code and it'll tell you all the toxins that are in there.
Really?
Well, I'm going to tell you something about Florida water. I don't know what's in it, but don't drink it.
Nope.
Sorry to tell you. And if those things with filter, you ever do a filter and no filter test?
No.
Well, try it. I got into an argument with a woman at Home Depot because I went to buy a filter for my refrigerator. And the filter was $120. She says, you got to be crazy to spend that kind of money. And she took water and she's drinking it. I says, you keep drinking it. Now, these filters don't take everything out of it either. I know they don't. It just tastes a little bit better. I'm just being honest.
$120 for a refrigerator filter?
That's right. I'm going to tell you something. You got to see what you drink. When I throw that filter away, it weighed 1 ounce when I bought it. It weighed 2 pounds when I threw it away. So what's in it?
Water.
Let it dry. Still 2 pounds. It has so much sediment. It has so much crud. I swear to God, I found a fingernail in there. I'm just telling you.
Leslie, tell us when you're open. What are your hours and how are you doing all your screenings?
What we're doing, well, first of all, we take everybody's temperature, including ours first before we start. Make sure that we're good. And then every patient comes in, we take their temperature. We have people come stacked, so like at 9, 9:15, 9:30, so nobody crosses. And we're just very, very careful. We have obviously the masks and the gloves. We disinfect everything, and we're open every day now from 8 to 5. So just give us a call, and we'll see how we can squeeze you in.
So excited. Do you have a link to get a thermometer?
I'm sorry.
Do you know where I can get a thermometer?
Well, I got mine on Amazon about a month ago, and it only came in
sold
like
out.
about but it has no mercury, and it's the one that you hold from a distance, and it reads your forehead. That's the
I'm
one
going to
that
put
I
a
want.
laser. I'm going to get a laser and put a laser to
We're
your
putting
head.
Freddie on thermometer duty. I told him I don't want to do it, so.
It's real
like, I'll
easy. You
do it.
just hold it to your forehead, and boom, it shows the temperature, and then you're good.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, real quick before we have to get off the air, a Friday night at 7 to 7:30, I've asked Leslie to come on and do a sequence of this show because I think it's important that we get it out. This is going to be on 95.3 FM and all those radio stations that we do. I think it's vital that you get this information, you use this information. As you're turning the corner, you want to stay healthy. And that's what it comes down to. Learn your body. And this is what this lady is going to help you do. I have always trusted Leslie. She could tell me to drink camel's milk and I would do it. Seriously, because you know something? The essence is in the person you meet and you work with. She's an OG. I have 100% confidence in her.
thank you.
And she's not going to do you wrong.
Always.
I love her daughter. I love what you've done for that child that came in from the UK. I am still admired by that. We have her painting up by where I sit. So check it out, 7 to 7:30 on Friday night.
Give them a call. 561-405-9577. Just give them a call. See how they can help you. You know what? It just takes baby steps. Change your mindset just a little bit. And as she said, we all work together. So give it a call. Give it a try.
And see what happens.
Have a great day, everyone. A great morning. Be kind to each other. We will see you 12 o'clock. We've got the WWE or the WWF?
F.
The WWF. F for female?
Why not?
Federation. I don't
Listen.
even know. I don't even know what it means. They'll be joining us at 1 o'clock. Your CBD store will be joining us with some great promotions. Did you see? A month ago, I talked about the anxiety your pets will suffer when you go back to work. Oh, wait. Channel 12. Tune in today to see how to help your pets on the anxiety they're going to suffer when you go back to work.
Your CBD store will help you.
I'm telling you, we talked about this a month
We
ago.
talked about it, and there is no more dogs in the kennels because everybody got a dog. Now you're going back to work, and I bet you they're going to start bringing them back. You watch. You watch.
Your CBD store joining us at 1 o'clock, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in a few.
And always don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next